Hello and greetings from Iceland. It's time to talk about the earthquakes on the Reykjanes Peninsula. Not only was the Krýsuvík system teasing us last weekend, so I filmed quite a bit there, but you also got a strong earthquake swarm on the westernmost part of the peninsula, just about where the mid-Atlantic ridge starts to stick up from the sea, from where we call it Iceland, the next few hundred kilometers. And I have covered both of those earthquake locations numerous times, always as separate events, likely a part of some event in the making, judging from our experts. And as often before, when it comes to those earthquakes, experts do not agree if it's tectonic or magma on the move. Like the Icelandic volcanologist Þorvaldur Þórðarson, he has often been stirring things up. And his prediction about the eruption by Grindavík is down to 3 days now. And it might have been this earthquake swarm that made him change his mind. And he believes that there is magma on the move there, or where the earthquakes have been hitting offshore the last 2 days. And I'm actually not going to dive deep into that today, but I've sort of had enough of waiting here in the north, and I might be driving south the third time, likely tonight or tomorrow, because I have the feeling that the professor might be right. The eruption might be about to start, but since those earthquakes have been highlighted in the discussion about this now, I have to mention one angle that hasn't been mentioned so much, and it has to be a part of the discussion, that eruptions on the Reykjanes ridge, they have not been a part of the statistics when it comes to eruptions on the peninsula itself, where we had 800 years between periods of volcanism. Offshore eruptions have actually been quite frequent. That fact has to be on the table, and I made my first videos about such scenarios a long time ago. So this is nothing new. So when the Met Office spoke about stress-related earthquakes due to magma accumulation by Svartsengi, as the reason for those earthquakes out there, I'm having a hard time buying into it. And they also mentioned trigger earthquakes when they were explaining the earthquakes by Lake Klefarvatn. That is a separate system with its own behavior pattern, regardless of how things have developed by Grindavík. I am also having a hard time to connect that to the Grindavík events, especially because we don't see any earthquakes by the magma reservoir there, and it has been so for a long time. And I would like to talk more about the Krýsuvík events soon in a separate video, but today I'm more interested in the westernmost part of the peninsula, and I happened to have footage from the exact area where the earthquakes have been hitting us, and they have actually been migrating in this direction, getting closer to this massive fault there. And a tectonic event there, that would of course be no surprise when we look at the land there. Those enormous forces at work. But we have also a little shield volcano formation there. And overall, this is the most burned land on the peninsula, one of the wildest parts of Iceland. And I have for several years now always looked at those earthquakes at this location as a part of Mother Earth's long-term plan to give the staff at the nearby international airport a paid vacation, because volcanic ash is not good for jet engines. But so far there are no proofs of ground uplift or deformation that could confirm magma on the move. But I have mentioned the third scientific view before on my channel, or when I made a video about the Eldvörp of craters located by Grindavík. And when I made that video, I found an article on the Volcano Cafe website stating that there is an offshore magma reservoir by an island that has collapsed in a region called Geirfuglasker, and that magma reservoir, or magma chamber, is feeding the magma reservoir by Svartsengi. And this article states that it can be proved with matching lava composition and earthquake plots that line out this dike completely. Plus the fact that offshore unrest has since 2021 several times been followed with strong unrest by Grindavík or the mountain Fagradalsfjall. So that is something that we noticed already during the first 3 eruptions. So I have asked questions about this connection before here on the channel. But as you all know, I'm not a scientist, and that is excellent because it allows me to compare different views with a limited responsibility. And as for this seismic unrest on the peninsula, I have this question, will it help kicking this off? That might be what Professor Þórðarsson is thinking, since his prediction is down to 3 days. But 3 days ago, he promised me a vacation until the 20th. And due to how hectic this situation is, I'm just having problems with myself, holding back 400 kilometers away. Especially because this may be the last eruption at this location, and all I need to make the countless hours of footage I already have into a documentary is footage showing the first hours when it erupts. And that scene might be gone when I arrive from the north. So I'm going to finish this video, look at the seismometers. I've already filled the car with fuel, and I might even take off tonight. And with that, I'm sending you best regards from the volcano island, Iceland.